back, more Avatar The Last Airbender. This is episode 13 of season 2. Very excited to see what's going to happen next. Really enjoyed the last episode as well. Jet is back in the picture. Him and Zuko are potentially going to team up. We'll see how that all goes. Aang and Momo have gone off ahead to check out Ba Sing Se, find Appa, and there's a big machine-y thing causing some trouble, so good old Fire Nation antics, I would assume. I'm guessing we're going to be dealing with that in this episode, because nothing's ever easy for these poor kids, so, you know, I respect them for that. I'd have given up a long time ago by now, and just buried myself in the sand and accepted my fate. So, good for them that they're still carrying on. But yeah, I'm quite liking this arc a lot, of like trying to find Appa and seeing where all of this leads. So yeah, I guess we just need to see what's going to happen next, and let's get into the next one. You know the drill. Ha! Damn! The Fire Nation have a heck of a budget. Do you think they're compensating for something?
May and Ty Lee, take the Earthbenders out. Finally, something to do.
Well. Cheap elevator, innit?
It is an honor to welcome you to the Outer Wall, young Avatar, but your help is not needed.
Not needed?
Sure.
Not needed. The city is named Ba Sing Se. It's the impenetrable city. They don't call it Na Sing Se. That means penetrable city.
I mean, I'm rooting for them, but I don't think this is going to go their way. Oh. Oh, dearie me. Oh, wow.
Man. You're right. Why are you all looking at me?
You're the idea guy.
So I'm the
That
only
is
one
true.
who ever come up with a plan? That's a lot of pressure.
And also the complaining guy.
That part I don't mind. Your beauty is intoxicating.
You're pretty easy on the eyes yourself, handsome. Welcome to Ba Sing Se.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna forget I saw you.
Me too.
Thought we were going straight now.
We are, and the new freedom fighters could use a guy like Lee. What do you think, Longshot? I can respect that.
His chi is blocked. Who did
Hate it
this?
when that happens.
Two girls ambushed us. One of them hit me with a bunch of quick jabs, and suddenly I couldn't earthbend, and I could barely.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then she cartwheeled away.
We'll take it down from the inside.
It's so dark down here. I can't see a thing.
Oh, God, that'd be terrifying.
Nightmare.
Sorry.
No. That's fair.
I can't bend in there. I'll try to slow it down out here.
Okay, good luck.
I guess if you want to be as useful as possible, that makes sense. She does still like doing things on her own a bit, doesn't she?
What are you doing? Someone's gonna hear us.
That's the point.
Hi.
Huh. Very clever.
This'll work. Thanks.
Get your hot tea here. Finest tea in Ba Sing Se.
Oh,
Yeah.
Coldest tea in Ba Sing Se is more like it. What a disgrace.
hey, can I talk to you for a second?
Cold tea is awful, to be fair.
Think of all the good we could do for these refugees. I said no. Have it your way.
Oh.
What are you doing firebending your tea? For a wise old man, that was a pretty stupid move.
Jet and firebenders don't have the nicest of history, I guess, do they? God, tedious would that be? Hooray!
We won't do enough damage.
The drill has made contact with the wall of Ba Sing Se. Start the countdown
Uh-oh.
to victory.
Let's not do that. I like how it looks like an arrow with the people like alongside the drill.
This is bad. Really bad.
There was an attempt.
We just need to weaken the braces instead of cutting all the way through. Then I'll go to the top of this thing and deliver the final blow.
And boom! It all comes crashing down.
Makes sense.
Everyone inside that wall.
It's sabotage, sir.
Let's go, ladies.
Let's go, girls. Dun, 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 dun. Lovely.
Disgusting. I am not going in that wall sludge juice.
Well, at least she's having, a good time. Oh, goodbye.
Katara, keep that up. The pressure will build up in the drill. Then when Aang delivers the final blow, he'll be
Oh, yeah. It's all coming up, Avatar.
Tell your soldiers to stop shooting rocks down here.
Soldiers, whatever you do, don't stop shooting rocks down there.
God.
Don't forget to breathe.
You know, I am just about sick and tired of you telling me what to do all day. You're like a chattering hog monkey.
Just bend the slurry, woman.
You guys need some help?
You kind of deserve that one.
Help me plug up this drain. What'd I give to be a metal bender?
Is that a thing?
Momo, get out of here!
Is Magneto in this universe? Whoa! Stop doing cool things. Ha! Yeah, not a situation where you can be graceful, really, is it? Yay! I would throw up doing this. Ah. Bye! Good. Good. Yay. You.
We lost.
I like her energy of just like, you know what?
Relax.
Life's too short.
Guy is my team.
Those guys are firebenders.
Yeah. I don't think he's so keen on them now.
Good effort out there today, Team Avatar.
Enough with the Team Avatar stuff. No matter how many times you say it, it's not gonna catch on.
How about
I mean, it does kind of catch on.
Aang Squad? See, it's good because it's got Aang in it. Boomer Aang.
Okay, yeah, I'm on board now.
Let's talk about this on our way into the city.
Okay, good episode overall. I wouldn't say it's one of my favourites of the season. I feel like it was just fairly simple, like taking down the drill for 22 minutes. But, it needed to happen. They needed to get rid of it. So, yeah, I mean, so much happened in the last episode as well. So many characters and things were kind of going on. This was just a more so kind of dealing with the aftermath of that, I guess, really. And just having... I don't even want to say, like, more focused, because it was just... I guess plot-wise, there wasn't as much going on. It was just fairly there. So it wasn't like the most engaging one for me that we've had this season, but it's still a good time because it's one of those things, I think. It gets to a point with a lot of TV shows when you love the characters so much, even if like the plot surrounding them isn't like your favourite thing in the world, you'll still get some enjoyment out of it because you just like spending time with those characters. I find that a lot, especially with like long-run sitcoms and stuff. So that's kind of how I felt about this one. It was okay. But yeah, definitely not like a big standout one. So yes, we had Azula and May, and I think it's Ty Lee is the other one of Azula's friends. I think Ty Lee is the one who was in the circus or something. She was the one who got they trapped her and like used her to clog up the thing in this one. And then May was the one who was like, you know what, I'm not jumping down that thing, I'm just going to go and lie down or something, I guess. So she did absolutely nothing, and I kind of love her for it. So again, I think there's a bit more of personality maybe coming out there with those two. I still wanted a bit more developed with those two, so I'm glad we got some insight into them with this one, because I feel like May, a lot more reserved, laid back. I don't think you can necessarily force her to do what she's not going to want to do, and that may cause some tension later on down the line. I can't remember in the flashbacks which one it was who seemed to have a bit of a crush on Zuko. I think, was that May? I think that was May. And like Azula and stuff are like teasing her for it, so I don't know if there's a bit of resentment there. As the years have gone on, she's like, you know, I'm not going to listen to everything Azula says or expects me to do. So I like that she's clearly not 100% involved and committed to the cause and what they're doing, anything. She was just like, you know, they've gone down there, but I'm not touching that dirty, gross water. And then she was just like, well, we lost, never mind. Whereas Tylee, I think she's very energetic, she's just up for jumping into the action, maybe a bit naive in that respect, because it immediately went wrong for her when she did that. So maybe there's a smartness and intelligence to May as well that we need to unpack a bit more. So I like seeing a bit more of those two in particular. And I do hope we get, like, I like a full episode just properly exploring the dynamic between those three. So I don't think we've really gotten that since they were first introduced. So I'd really like a bit more of that, you know, why were those guys friends when they were little? And maybe exploring, you know, are they just a means to an end for Azula, or are they really just her friends? Azula doesn't seem like the type of person who would make connections unless she gains something from it. Even when she was little, it seemed to be the case. She was all about the power and stuff, wasn't she? She was a little brat when she was little. She's still a brat now, but she can do cool, like, blue flamey stuff, which is great. It has some awesome moves again. That is one thing I really enjoyed in this one. You know, the use of the powers and the bending, the fight choreography and stuff was all really cool. I thought it was very clever as well when they like trapped the engineer, like got it all steamy and stuff, and then Katara like froze it all, froze it. And that was really clever. I just, little things like that I just find so inventive, and I wouldn't even like consider that. But I imagine it's quite difficult for them to keep coming up with different things to do with like the bending powers and stuff, and like, oh, in this situation, how could we maybe do some cool things here? And they always kind of come up with some great stuff. So I appreciated that. I'm sure Azula isn't going to take kindly to this loss with the drill being destroyed and everything. I mean, they did, in a way, succeed, because they did make a hole in the wall. They would have gone in, but kaboom. So yeah, seeing how they're going to bounce back from that should be quite interesting. And what I found is, I liked in this one, I don't know if it was purposeful, it's just because, you know, the episode is 22 minutes, whatever. I feel like we didn't really get much dialogue from Azula in this one. Again, it's like she's very focused on her mission. I feel like we didn't really hear her talk all that much. It was just her fighting Aang for the most part. So that kind of driven side of her, I quite enjoy seeing. Especially in contrast right now to what's going on with Zuko and Iroh. You know, they were very like kind of chilled and relaxed in this one. They were basically just waiting for a train or whatever it was for this entire episode, whereas Azula was doing all this stuff. So that kind of, they continue to show like a huge contrast between those two siblings, even in just what they're doing at any current moment. You know, when Zuko is like the forefront of the action in an episode, normally Azula's not in it, or she's just doing something else. So just how different those two are. I like that they continue to do stuff like that. So I found that quite interesting. And then Team Avatar, as Sokka rightly called them. I think I've been calling them that, so I must have picked that up somewhere. I feel like that's just a fandom thing. But yeah, I liked the dynamic with those four, as always, and infiltrating the drill, getting the idea of, you know, approaching it from the inside, weakening the structure a bit, then clogging the exit or whatever it was to cause some pressure, then Aang can deliver the killing blow. How they worked all that out and pieced it all together, I thought was a good way of, yet again, demonstrating how well they all kind of blend together as a unit, even if they can get annoyed at each other sometimes, as Katara very much got annoyed with Sokka, trying to keep the motivation going. I think because they pointed out, you know, oh, Sokka, you're the ideas guy, and that put a bit of pressure on him. And we have seen him come up with some really great plans and ideas throughout the show, so I like that that is a thing for his character, even if that can cause a bit of pressure on him. Certainly caused some pressure on the drill, am I right? Because it exploded. But yeah, I liked all of that, and I guess that would feed into him being like, well, I've done my part, so I want to keep feeling like I'm important, and I feel like I'm contributing to the team. And because he doesn't have any bending powers or anything, so he can't really damage the ship all that much himself, the drill, he went OTT on being Mr. Motivator, much to Katara's chagrin. So I liked a bit of that dynamic, and it's important to keep the morale going, I guess. And also the fact that Sokka was fine being labelled like the complainy one. He just knows how miserable he is. And like, he's kind of self-aware about that at times, and like, he'll always find something to moan about. And he's perfectly happy with that just being his personality. I quite like that self-confidence in himself, for sure. Especially because I think we've had a lot of moments of insecurity from him quite often. It's nice that there is something about himself that he is quite proud of, in a way, even if it's not like the greatest thing in the world or that he moans about everything. But there's an endearingness to it, you know? So I think he makes it work. So some cool little dynamics going on. I liked Momo saving Aang at the end as well from falling. Toph, once again, kind of holding things back, like holding Jill back as much as she could. She got some practice, I guess, with the whole library situation when she was trying to hold that back. So they would have been screwed if they didn't have Toph on the team at this point. Like, she's doing a lot of the heavy lifting, quite literally, so it's cool that we're seeing a bit of that. While she is, I think, becoming more of a team player and stuff, she does also like doing stuff independently, and it's the smart move as well. If she can't do anything inside the drill, she might as well still try and do what she can outside. So that was fun. And we had the classic hapless leader of the soldiers or whatever that wasn't really helping or not listening, or, you know, bit dopey, I guess. So a bit more light-hearted relief from that guy. And at least he ended up accepting Aang's help. I would have bitten his hand off right from the off, not been like, oh, we can handle it, it's fine. But I guess, you know, pride is very much a thing, isn't it? So interesting set of characters for them. But outside of that, that's kind of, they just got inside the drill and took it down. So hooray, a victory. And they are now at Ba Sing Se, so I'm excited to properly delve into what that place is like, and try and track down Appa as best we can now that that's dealt with. But, you know, Zulu and Ko are still around, I would assume. They're not far behind, so they might try and infiltrate as well, and that's going to cause a ruckus. We're still going to have those people coming after Toph that Toph's father sent after them. Who knows? But I think also Jet may be causing some trouble in Ba Sing Se. Now that Zuko and Iroh are also there, and, you know, I mean, I would say it's uncharacteristically dumb of Iroh to firebend his tea and heat it up. But I do feel like if anything is going to be Iroh's weakness and his blind spot, I think it would be tea. You know, that's been well established right from the beginning, that that's kind of like his whole personality and his whole deal. You know, if Iroh was living, you know, in the world as it is today, you know he would have like a tea Instagram account posting all his tea. And it would be wholesome as hell, and I'm sad that that's not a reality. But I guess that kind of makes sense. Like, he turns into a child, I think, when it comes to his tea. So I can kind of understand why maybe a bit of a lapse in concentration as far as that's concerned. And, you know, he probably assumed, well, no one's going to be looking at us really. But Jet was trying to employ Zuko to join the freedom fighters. And I can see why he would be interested, because they did work well, they worked very well together in the previous episode to steal the food and stuff. And it is nice that they do seem to want to go straight and have a new start, move forward. But now he's realised that they're Fire Nation. That's probably going to cause a bit of a problem, and he's going to turn on them, hunt them down, or cause some kind of ruckus to ruin their days. So they're setting up some kind of conflict there. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be. So I guess a team up is out of the question at this point. But yeah, I kind of almost forget Jet's whole deal with, you know, the Fire Nation and trying to drown them. So, probably a bit awkward coming up between those two, but I'm excited to see where that goes, and if Jet reunites with Team Avatar as well. I imagine they will, since they all are in the same place. It would make sense. It'd be a bit of a missed opportunity not to do it. So yeah, we are now kind of in the place, and hopefully we can properly track down Appa. When was he taken? It was the end of the library one, wasn't it? So it's been like 3 or so episodes since we've seen him. So I feel like we must be getting close. They can't drag this out for the whole season, surely. I think not, quite frankly. So yeah, I'm excited to see where that's all going to lead now with the main plot line. Everything's kind of coming together. We even had Iroh talking to the people we helped in the last episode with little baby Hope. So things are kind of coming together. I like the little links like that with other stories. So now we are in the big collision of Ba Sing Se, I would assume. So yes, I'm excited to see where that's going to go. But yeah, I think that's kind of everything I want to talk about. I didn't really have much to go in depth on. I ranted and raved about a few things, I suppose, that I just thought of on the fly. But it was just, take down the drill. And then we had Jet, what's his name? Jet getting suspicious of Zuko and Iroh, and that's kind of the developments, really. But we had some neat little character hints, I think, in there. And yeah, I'm excited to see where the plot's going to go next. It was a nice cooling down period, I suppose, after the last episode, which had a lot thrown at me, and it was very exciting. But yeah, setting up all the more conflicts, I would suppose. But yes, that's going to be everything, I think. Okay episode overall. I enjoyed it, but there's not as much, I think, to take away from this one as there has been in other episodes this season. So still a very good episode, just not a big standout for me, particularly in this season. But yeah, that's going to be everything for now. Excited to see where the story will go next, and until my next reaction, thanks for watching.